Hello and welcome back to another Python video. In this video we're going to be talking about inheritance in Python. So inheritance allows us to define a class that inherits all the methods and properties from another class. So the other class is also known as the parent class. So think of it as kind of like inheritance, but like with humans, the children always inherit all methods and attributes and properties and things like that of the parents. They don't make their own. So this is also how, or actually they do make their own. They have their own certain attributes and methods, but also they could take some from the parents. So in this video I will explain inheritance in Python. So to get started, we should have a class called vehicle where we will have different vehicles. So class vehicle, and every vehicle should work. So if it works, it's true. And it should have a couple methods as well. So let's define a method called move. And let's define another method called stop. Okay, now that we have two functions, move and stop, we can make these do something, which is, let's say, print this vehicle is moving. And for the next one, we will say the same thing, but stopping. Okay, moving on. Now we should have a couple different vehicles. So right now we have a vehicle class and it works. The vehicle should work and it can move and it can stop since it works. If it doesn't work, then we don't need to worry about it. But okay, next we should have, like I said, other classes. So let's say class car, and this car is a vehicle, so it should inherit from vehicle. That's why we're passing this as an argument. And what do cars do? Cars drive. So that's gonna be our main method or function for the car. And let's say print this car is driving. Okay, and let's make two more classes. Let's make, for example, a submarine. Okay, so I made two more classes. One is a submarine, and it says it has the main function, which is sink, and that function basically just prints out this submarine is sinking. And I have another one that says that is a plane, and it has the main function fly, and when you run it, it says this plane is flying. Okay, so now that we have three classes that all inherit from the class vehicle, we have car, submarine, and plane. So what can we do with this? First of all, you would need to initialize or make objects of the classes. So you can say car with lowercase c equals car with capital C, and then same thing for plane, or let's do submarine first. So here I have made the objects for each of the classes: car for car, submarine for submarine, and plane for plane. Moving on, now we can get to the good stuff. Now we can see how our code, or if our code works. So we can say, we can print car dot works. So now we can see if the car works or not. True. Okay, what about plane? Okay, true, the plane works. And what about submarine? Submarine also works. As you can see, all of them are true because works is set to true in the main class, which is vehicle, which is the parent class, and all of these classes, like these three classes, they inherit from the parent class. So if the parent is true, this is going to be true as well, unless you say otherwise within the class itself. So as you can see, even though the car, submarine, and plane don't have a move and stop method, we can still use these two methods even though they're not in these classes because they inherit from the parent class. So let's do that with a demonstration. We can say car dot move, and if we run it, this vehicle is moving. Same thing for, let's say, plane dot stop. This vehicle is stopping. Okay, cool. Now we can try to see if if these methods work, the ones that are in each of these classes that are the children classes. So we can say car dot drive. Okay, great. We can say plane dot fly. Okay, this plane is flying, that works as well. We can say submarine dot sink, and you can see that works too. But if you try to say car dot sink, that's not going to work. There's no such thing because the car is not going to sink because it's not a submarine and it inherits from the vehicle class, not from the submarine class. So if you watched my last video on object-oriented programming, you can see how you can turn these methods right here. Instead of saying this vehicle is moving, like if you say car.move, instead of saying this vehicle is moving, you can see how you can say this car is moving, and then if you run it for plane, it can say this plane is moving. But you would need to check out my poop video, the Python object-oriented programming video. But that's basically it for inheritance in Python. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more computer science content. And as always, the full code will be posted in the comments down below.